Planning to surprise my wife with a FaceTime call, I watched in disbelief as her iPhone started glowing at the next table. Be me, 29-year-old Thomas, living what most would call a perfect life, both financially and personally. Moved to Boston 3 years ago. Never regretted the decision. City fits my lifestyle perfectly with its historic charm and coastal views. Working as investment manager at major firm, making well over $120K annually. Living in upscale neighborhood. Driving a Mercedes I worked hard for. Life feels like something from a glossy magazine. Started as innocent game in my head. During boring moments at work, thinking about surprising Victoria today. Just imagining her face lighting up. Makes me smile inside. Planning spontaneous lunch visit. Maybe bring her favorite peonies. Break up her usual Thursday routine. Pull into fancy cafe parking lot. Something feels off immediately. Not obvious what's wrong. Just this nagging feeling in gut. Tell myself I'm being paranoid. Push the feeling aside. Walk into cafe. Place is warm and inviting. Filled with scent of fresh pastries. Soft jazz playing in background. Spot Victoria instantly. Her navy blue blazer standing out. But she's not alone. Sitting with someone. Man I've never seen before. Try telling myself it's innocent. Maybe work colleague. Or potential client. But they're sitting too close. She's smiling at him. That special smile. Haven't seen her smile like that at me in forever. Million thoughts racing through head. Need to think clearly. First instinct is to confront them. Something holds me back. Pull out phone instead. Hands shaking slightly. Dial her number. Watch her reaction from across room. She glances at phone on table. Man reaches for his coffee. Victoria hesitates. Like she's unsure about answering. Lets it ring out. Call again. This time she picks up. Voice dripping with fake cheerfulness. Hey honey, what's up? Her voice makes stomach turn. Keep my voice steady. Just wanted to hear your voice. Ask where she is. At the office? She lies smoothly. Big presentation day. Standing there watching her. Hand gripping phone tightly. She's 15 feet away. Laughing with strange man. Not at any office. That's funny, say coldly. Because I'm looking right at you. Watch all color drain from her face. She freezes. Phone still pressed to ear. Eyes lock with mine across room. Everything starts falling apart. Her hand drops from phone. Just stares at me. Like deer caught in headlights. Man sitting across from her frowns. Clearly confused. Glancing between us. Not sure if he understands what's happening. Don't care either way. My legs move before brain can think. Sound of clinking coffee cups. Quiet chatter of other customers. Soft piano music playing overhead. Everything fades into background. Each step towards their table feels heavier. Weight of betrayal crushing down. Victoria tries to recover. Forces out shaky laugh. Oh, hey, what a surprise! Her voice trembling. What brings you here? Acts like I didn't just catch her red-handed. Ignore her question completely. Turn attention to man. Mid-30s. Expensive suit. Too perfectly groomed. He's shifting uncomfortably now. Like he'd rather be anywhere else. Who's this? I ask. Keep voice low but sharp. Cuts through air like knife. Just colleague from work, Victoria replies quickly. Voice dripping with fake casualness. We're discussing upcoming project. Cut her off immediately. At the office, right? Pause for effect. Funny, this doesn't look like your office. Watch her face flush red. She opens mouth to speak. No words come out. Man stands up abruptly. Holds up hands defensively. Listen, man, this isn't what it looks like. His voice wavers slightly. Laugh bitterly at his words. Really? Because it looks exactly like my wife's been lying to me. So why don't you explain what it really is? He glances at Victoria, clearly waiting for her to handle situation. She just sits there, lips pressed into thin line. That's what I thought, I say. Voice getting louder. People around us starting to notice. Conversations getting quieter, eyes turning our direction. Victoria finally snaps. Can we not do this here? Her tone sharp. You're making a scene. Oh, I'm making a scene? Shot back at her, anger boiling over now. You're the one lying about being at work. While having coffee with what? Your coworker? Your boyfriend? Who exactly is he, Victoria? She crosses arms defensively, eyes darting toward exit. You're overreacting. Nothing is happening here. Turn back to man. Want to back up her story? Or just stand there like a coward? He flinches at my words, mutters something about needing to leave, practically runs for door. Leaves Victoria sitting there, glaring at me like I'm the villain. Silence between us feels suffocating. Explain, demand quietly. Voice intense. She rolls eyes, leans back in chair, like this is all just inconvenience. You're blowing this way out of proportion. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd react like this. Her words hit like physical slap. Not even apologetic, just annoyed she got caught. Hands clench at sides, fighting to keep composure. We're going home now. She hesitates, eyes narrowing dangerously. Finally grabs her bag. Stands up. Fine, let's go. Walk out together. Weight of what happened, settling on chest like stone. This isn't over. Not even close. Car ride home is silent war. Victoria sits in passenger seat, arms crossed tightly, staring out window, like cracks in sidewalk more interesting. Then mess we're in, can feel tension radiating off her. Takes everything not to explode right there. By time we walk through front door, silence snaps like rubber band. Start talking, say firmly. Slam door behind us. Voice echoes through hallway. She tosses designer bag onto table, spins around, glares at me. What do you want me to say? Oh, I don't know. Shoot back. Sarcasm dripping from every word. Maybe start with who that guy was. And why you're lying to my face? Victoria groans dramatically, runs hand through hair. You're being so dramatic. It's not what you think. Then what is it, Victoria? Because from where I'm standing, looks a hell of a lot like you're sneaking around behind my back. She hesitates, lips part slightly, like searching for perfect excuse. Think for a moment she might come clean. Instead, sighs heavily. Voice hardens. Adrian's just a coworker. We were going over ideas for client pitch. Didn't tell you because knew you'd turn it into something it's not. Right, say with bitter laugh. Because discussing work projects totally requires lying about being at office. And ignoring my calls? She crosses arms again, posture completely defensive. It's not like that. You're twisting everything. Am I? Then explain why he bolted like his life depended on it. When I asked a simple question, explain why you didn't answer first time I called. Watch her jaw clench. Can see gears turning in head. Used to admire how quick she was. How she could talk way out of anything. Now watching her scramble for explanation. Feel nothing but rage. Fine, she snaps finally. Voice sharp as broken glass. If you must know, Adrian has girlfriend. He didn't want any drama. Clearly should have done same. Stare at her stunned. Can't believe audacity of excuse. That's what you're going with. That he has girlfriend? So you're one protecting him? Yes, she spits out. Because I know how you get. You'd blow up his life over nothing. Just to prove point? Laugh again, colder this time. Nothing? You think this is nothing? I walked into that cafe to surprise you. Instead find you with some guy. Lying to my face about where you are. And now you want to gaslight me? Make me think I'm problem? Her expression twists. Mix of anger and something else. Pure defiance. You always think worst of me? Don't you? Do you know how exhausting that is? Always feeling like I'm under microscope. Don't turn this around on me. Voice rising now. I trusted you. Gave you no reason to hide things. If this was innocent, you wouldn't be lying. She throws hands up, complete exasperation. What do you want, huh? For me to grovel? To cry and beg forgiveness over something that isn't even real? No, Victoria, say ice cold. What I want is truth. And until you're ready to give me that, we've got nothing to talk about. Her face hardens. For second thinks she might crack. Might actually admit to whatever this is. Instead grabs phone off counter. Storms upstairs. Slams bedroom door behind her. Stand there in silence. Chest heaving. Anger and hurt twisting inside. Feel like might choke on it. House once felt warm. Full of love and memories. Now feels like stranger's place. For first time wonder if it will ever feel like home again. Stand in kitchen for what feels like hours. Replay confrontation in head. Every word she said feels rehearsed. Hollow. Designed to dodge truth. Victoria never this defensive. Unless hiding something. House eerily quiet now. Only sound is creaking floorboards. No sleep won't come tonight. Not with storm raging inside. Do what any restless man would. Start digging. Wasn't planned. Hands moving on their own. Opening drawers. Rifling through papers. Searching for something. Anything? That might tell me what's really happening. At first feels wrong. Like crossing line. But memory of her laughing with Adrian. Burns in mind? Erases any guilt might have felt. Her laptop sitting on dining table. She rarely uses it at home. Prefers her phone. Tonight it's opportunity. Can't ignore it. Open lid. Surprised to find no password. Emails are first place look. Scroll through innocent work stuff. Regular promotional emails. Then find something. Hidden between meeting schedules. And delivery confirmations. Thread titled Downtown Hotel Arrangements. First glance seems harmless. Click into conversation. Tone shifts completely. Emails aren't just about meetings. Full of inside jokes. Personal remarks. Casual intimacy. That doesn't belong in work emails. Then see his name. Adrian. One email from just 3 days ago makes blood run cold. Looking forward to seeing you again this weekend. I'll book the same room as last time. Privacy guaranteed. Let me know if wearing that navy blazer brings out your eyes perfectly. Lean back in chair. Words blurring together. Pulse hammering in ears. Same room as last time. This isn't misunderstanding. Not innocent work relationship. This is pattern. Deliberate and calculated. Should stop here. Should shut laptop. Confront her with what found, but curiosity, maybe masochism, keeps me going. Open her calendar. Scroll through past weeks. All late nights at work. Business trips. Every single one lines up. Perfect match with Adrian meetings. Slam laptop shut. Sound echoes through empty room. Hands shaking as reality crashes down. She isn't just lying. Living entire separate life. Right under my nose. That's when hear it. Faint vibration from upstairs. Her phone. Climb stairs slowly. Each step feels heavier than last. Bedroom door slightly cracked. Soft glow of phone screen. Lighting up nightstand. Victoria's asleep. Back turned to door. Completely unaware of chaos she's caused. Phone buzzes again. Reach for it. Hand steady now. No passcode protection. Message on screen from Adrian. Miss you already. Can't wait for this weekend. Love you. Air seems to vanish from room. Chest tightens painfully. Stare at words love you. He doesn't even try to hide it. Victoria stirs in sleep. Mutters something unclear. Place phone back exactly where found it. Walk out of room. Mind racing at million miles. This isn't just a fair. Something deeper. Something deliberate. As pieces fall into place, new feeling rises inside. Need for answers. Yes, but also thirst for justice. This isn't over. Not by long shot. Morning comes. But tension from night before doesn't fade. If anything gets thicker, like storm cloud over house, Victoria comes downstairs. Perfect composure as always. Hair styled immaculately. Fresh coffee in hand. Acts like nothing happened. Like we didn't have massive fight hours before. Morning, she says flatly. Tone clipped. No apology. No attempt at making peace. Doesn't even look at me. As grabs keys from counter. Watch her carefully. Anger simmering just below surface. Heading to work? Ask neutrally. Shoots quick glance my way. Expression guarded. Yeah, another long day? Meetings back to back. Words hit like challenge. Her brazenness almost impressive. Going to keep lying. Right to my face. Even after everything. Lean against counter. Cross arms casually. Funny. Thought maybe you'd take day off. After last night? Her hand freezes on door handle. Recovers quickly though. Turns to face me. Annoyed sigh escapes lips. Are we really doing this again? Told you nothing happened. You're blowing everything out of proportion. Step closer to her. Voice drops to low growl. Don't insult my intelligence, Victoria. I know about Adrian. I know about hotel arrangements. Know you've been meeting him. For more than just coffee. For split second, her mask cracks. Eyes widen slightly. Breath catches. Recovers quickly, though. Narrows eyes in defiance. You went through my stuff? Don't deflect. Snap back. Don't stand there acting like I'm wrong. Saw emails. Saw messages. Saw hotel bookings. All of it. Her lips press into thin line, usually quick wit failing her. You had no right, she says. Voice low and venomous. Laugh bitterly at that. No right? No right to find out my wife's sneaking around? Are you kidding me? She crosses arms. Posture goes rigid. Adrian and I, whatever you think is happening, it's not serious. It's complicated, okay? It's not like I don't love you. Her words hit like physical slap. Not serious? You've been lying for months. Meeting him in secret. Think calling it complicated makes it better? She rolls eyes. Sheer audacity makes blood boil. God, you're so dramatic. People make mistakes. Marriage is messy. Don't you dare. Hiss through clenched teeth. Don't reduce this to mistake. This isn't one-time lapse in judgment. This is deliberate. This is planned. You don't just accidentally end up in hotel room with someone else. She looks at me then, really looks at me, her mask of indifference cracking. For first time, see something like fear in her eyes, but disappears instantly. Replaced by pure anger. What do you want me to say? She demands. Voice rising sharply. That I'm horrible person? That I don't deserve you? Fine, say it. But don't stand there, pretending you've been perfect husband. You're not exactly easy to love. You know that? Her words cut deep. Refuse to let her see how much they hurt. This isn't about me, say coldly. This is about you betraying everything. Everything we built. She scoffs loudly, grabs bag off counter, slings it over shoulder. I don't have time for this. Step in front of door. Block her path. We're not done. Her eyes flash dangerously, but doesn't back down. Move. No, say firmly. Not until you tell me truth. All of it. She stares at me for a long moment, expression unreadable. Then she smirks. Cold, calculated smile. Sends chill down spine. You think you know everything? Fine. Here's your truth. Adrian makes me feel alive. In a way you never have. Happy now? Words hang in air like slap. Steal breath from lungs. She pushes past me. Yanks door open. Slams it behind her. Stand there stunned. Weight of her confession sinking in. She didn't deny anything anymore. Didn't try to justify. Just threw it in my face. Walked away like meant nothing. But it meant something to me. If she thought this was end, she was wrong. This was just beginning. House becomes vacuum of silence. After she leaves, every tick of clock mocks me. Stand frozen in entryway. Her words echo in ears. Adrian makes me feel alive? Brazenness of confession. Isn't just slap in face. It's declaration of war. Can't let this slide. Not anymore. Grab phone. Sit down at dining table. Mind racing at million miles. If she thinks can walk back in tonight, brush this under rug. She's dead wrong. I'm not passive husband, she thinks. Not anymore. First thing do is look up Adrian. Know his name. Know his face. Thanks to emails. Have his work information? Doesn't take long, find him online. Social media profile exactly what expected. Meticulously curated. All smiles. Polished professionalism. But isn't his account that catches attention? It's hers. Victoria and Adrian aren't connected publicly. No likes, no comments, no photos. They've been careful. Too careful. But as scroll through her posts, notice something. 2 weeks ago, she posted picture of solo trip. To mountain cabin. Getaway she insisted was for me time. Glass of red wine on table. Next a pair of leather boots. Not hers. Remember that weekend vividly. She'd been distant for days after. Brushing off attempts to talk about it. Now all makes sense. Adrian had been there. Boots were his. Realization hits like lightning. This isn't just fling. She's been building separate life. With this man. Crafting perfect story. While I sat clueless at home. Take deep breath. Dial number been avoiding all morning. My best friend Lucas. Hey man, he answers cheerfully. What's up? Lucas, say voice shaking. I need your help. His tone shifts immediately. What's going on? You sound like seen ghost. Don't mince words. Victoria's cheating on me. Line goes silent for a moment. Then his steady reply comes. What do you need me to do? Tell him everything. What saw at cafe? What found in emails? What Victoria said before storming out. Lucas listens without interrupting. His silence heavier than expected. First off, he says finally. I'm coming over. Shouldn't be dealing with this alone. Second, need to figure out next move. Going to confront her again? Or ready to blow this whole thing open? I don't know, admit he. Rub hand over face. But I'm done letting her call shots. If she's lying to me, probably lying to him too. Not sure how much more can take. All right, Lucas says firmly. Sit tight. Be there in 20. By time he arrives, have plan forming in mind. Not going to wait for Victoria. To come home with another excuse, another lie. Going to take control, even if means digging deeper, into places never thought would go. When Lucas walks in, his expression mix of concern and anger. Let's figure this out, he says. Drops bag on counter. Sit down together. Laptops open. Start piecing together every breadcrumb found. Emails, messages, photos. Isn't just pattern anymore. It's timeline. More we uncover, clearer it becomes. This isn't just about affair. It's about exposing truth. No matter what costs, plan comes together slowly, each piece falling into place. Like puzzle. Lucas leans back in chair, arms crossed, staring at Adrian's face on polished LinkedIn profile. So what's play? He asks. Voice measured carefully. Hesitate for a moment. Mind racing through possibilities. Don't just want confrontation. Want truth. All of it. Need to see how deep lies run. Adrian doesn't know I exist. Say finally. Words feel heavy. Thinks I'm just some clueless husband. If he even thinks about me at all. Want to change that? Lucas raises eyebrow. Going to contact him? Not yet. Shake head. First want to see how far she'll go. If she's lying to me, maybe lying to him too. Lucas smirks. Dangerous gleam in his eyes. You're playing long game. I like it. Patience tested sooner than expected. Around 7 p.m., Victoria's car pulls into driveway. Feel familiar swirl of emotions. Anger. Hurt. Faint hope she'll finally come clean. Lucas slips into other room. Gives us space, but his presence is comfort. Hadn't realized how much would need it. Victoria walks in. Expression completely unreadable. Drops designer bag by door. Glances my way. Tone clipped short. You're still mad? Mad. Echo back. Keep voice calm but firm. No, Victoria. I'm just waiting. For what? She snaps, eyes narrowing dangerously. For you to tell me truth, say. Leaning against counter. All of it. No more half-lies. No more excuses. Just truth. She rolls eyes. Sarcastic laugh escapes. We already had this conversation. Told you it's nothing serious. Nothing serious, repeat. Shake head slowly. Then why sneaking around? Why hotel bookings? Why love you texts? Her face hardens at that, confidence faltering first time. You went through my phone? Went through our life, shoot back. Found more than enough to know this is an innocent mistake. So stop pretending you're victim here. Her lips twitch. For a moment, thinks she might lash out. But then, surprisingly, she sighs, leans against wall, arms crossed defensively. Fine, she says finally. Voice quieter now, almost weary. You want truth? Adrian and I. Yes, we've been seeing each other. But it's not like you think. Not like I think, say? Voice rising again. You've been lying for months, Victoria. How else am I supposed to think? She hesitates. Gaze drops to floor. It's complicated. He doesn't know everything about me either. It's not just you I've been hiding from. Her words throw me off balance. What does that mean? She looks up, expression carefully controlled. It means Adrian thinks I'm single. Room starts spinning. Can't breathe. What? You heard me, she says. Tone defensive again. He doesn't know about you. About us. Stare at her. Struggling to process words. Betrayal was one thing. But this is whole new level of deception. You've been playing both of us. Say voice low. Trembling with anger. Victoria shrugs. Mask of indifference slipping back. It's not like I wanted it to get this far. It just happened. Take step closer. Voice cold as ice. You've been building fantasy life? One where can have everything you want. Without consequences. But guess what? It's over. Your lies are done. She raises eyebrow. Bitter smile curves lips. And what are you going to do about it? Run to Adrian? Tell him big bad truth? Her arrogance fuels resolve. She thinks still holds cards. Can manipulate way out. But doesn't know. Already decided to flip board. Her question hangs in air like taunt. What are you going to do about it? Victoria thinks has me cornered. Confidence oozing from every word. What she doesn't realize. Already decided exactly what to do. You'll find out soon enough. Say evenly. Refuse to rise to her bait. Her smirk falters. Just for fraction of second. Quickly covers it up. You're being dramatic again. Go ahead. Run to Adrian if makes you feel better. Won't change anything. Without another word. Grabs bag. Storms upstairs. Leaves me standing in kitchen. Clench fists tight. Breathe deep to control anger. This isn't time for emotions. Need to act, not react. Walk to living room, where Lucas waiting. He's been listening. Expression tense. She admitted it. Didn't she? She did, confirm. Sit down heavily on couch. But there's more. She told Adrian she's single. He doesn't even know I exist. Lucas's eyes widen. You're kidding. I wish I was. He leans forward, rubs hands together, like man preparing for battle. All right, so what's next step? Going to confront him directly? Shake head slowly. Not yet. If go to him now, just my word against hers, she'll spin it. Make me look like jealous husband. Trying to ruin her life. Need something solid. Prove she's been lying to both of us. Lucas nods thoughtfully. Expression serious. So how you get that? Simple. Say. Pull out phone. She's been careless. But I won't be going to catch her in act. Lucas frowns deeply. What exactly you mean? Thinking about following her? Exactly, reply confidently. She thinks she's untouchable. Thinks won't take this further. But if she's meeting Adrian this weekend, like messages suggest, then I'll be there too. Make sure neither can deny what's happening. Lucas hesitates, clearly weighing risks. That's bold move. But could backfire? What if she figures out you're watching? She won't, say with certainty. She's too arrogant. Thinks I'll just sit here and stew, while she continues double life. She won't see it coming. Lucas leans back, crosses arms thoughtfully. All right, if you're serious about this, I'll back you up. Just tell me what you need. Right now, just your support. But if this goes sideways... Trail off, thoughts turning dark. You've got me, Lucas says firmly. No matter what happens, next 2 days blur together, planning and preparation. Track her movements carefully. Note every text, every call, every excuse she makes to leave house. By Friday night, have everything need. Saturday morning arrives. With eerie calm, Victoria leaves early. Claims has last-minute work meeting. Out of town. Doesn't even bother look me in eye. As walks outdoor. Wait full hour before heading out myself. Lucas in passenger seat. His presence steady force. You ready for this? He asks. As pull onto highway. More than ready, reply. Grip steering wheel tight. Follow her car at safe distance. Heart pounding in chest. Wind through city streets. Eventually she pulls into lot. Fancy boutique hotel? Stomach clenches tight. Watch her step out of car. Wearing same navy blazer. Adrian mentioned in emails. Here we go, Lucas mutters. As park few spaces away, watch her walk into lobby. Phone in hand. Moments later, Adrian appears. Smug smile on face. Greets her with hug. They don't linger in lobby. Head straight for elevators. Snap quick photo of them together. Hands shaking slightly. That's it, say quietly. Now we wait. Lucas nods grimly. You've got them. No way she talks way out of this. As elevator doors close, feel strange mix of emotions. Satisfaction. But also sadness. Taken first step toward reclaiming control. But cost of seeing it so clearly, heavier than anticipated. This isn't just proof. It's beginning of end. Waiting becomes unbearable. Lucas and I sit in car, parked far enough to avoid suspicion. Close enough to see main entrance. Minutes tick by like hours. Stare at elevator they disappeared into. Mind racing with possibilities of what's happening behind closed doors. You sure you're ready for this? Lucas asks. Breaking silence. Nod firmly. Don't have choice? Lucas doesn't press further, but concern in his eyes unmistakable. Knows this isn't just about catching her. It's about what comes next. After what feels like eternity, elevator dings. Doors slide open. Instinctively lean forward. Breath catches in throat. But isn't them? Elderly couple steps out. Laughing quietly. Walk to front desk. Frustration bubbles inside. What if miscalculated? What if they don't come down? No movement yet, Lucas mutters. Checks time on phone. What's play if they don't show? Not leaving, say firmly. Wait all day if have to. Then, as if universe listening, elevator dings again. This time it's them. Victoria steps out first. Adjusting blazer. Hair slightly messed up. Adrian follows close behind. Hand brushing small of her back. They don't look around. Don't check if anyone watching. Too comfortable. Grab phone. Snap another photo. Hands steadier now. This is it. Final nail in coffin. Got it? Lucas asks. Leans over to check screen. Yeah, say voice tight. Let's see where they go next. They exit hotel together. Walk toward her car. Adrian leans in. Says something that makes her laugh. Haven't heard that laugh in months. Feels like knife twisting in gut. Watch them linger by her car. Talking in low voices. Then to my surprise, Adrian pulls her in to kiss. Not quick stolen kiss. Something deliberate. Intimate. Clench steering wheel. Knuckles turn white. Lucas places hand on arm. Don't lose it, he says quietly. We've got what we need. Don't have to do this now. But can't stay in shadows. Not after seeing that. Without word. Open car door. Step out, Lucas calls after me. But don't stop. Legs move on autopilot. Carry me across parking lot. Until only few feet away, Victoria sees me first. Eyes widen in shock. She freezes. Hands still on Adrian's chest. Adrian turns around. Confused at first. Expression shifts to alarm. When sees look on my face. Nice to finally meet you, Adrian. Say voice cold and steady. He steps back. Glances between Victoria and me. Who are you? He asks. Voice wavering slightly. I'm her husband. Let words hang in air. Like thunderclap. Color drains from Adrian's face. He turns to Victoria, who looks like seen ghost. Victoria, he says. Voice barely above whisper. She stammers. Composure crumbling completely. Adrian, This isn't what it looks like. Save it, interrupt he. Anger boiling over. He deserves to know truth. Go ahead, Victoria. Tell him about life you've been hiding. Adrian stares at her. Betrayal etched into features. You're married? Victoria opens mouth. But no words come out. For once, her quick wit and smooth lies fail her. Take step closer. Look Adrian straight in eye. She's been lying to both of us. But you know what? Think you already suspected that, didn't you? His face twists. Mix of anger and realization. I don't bother answering. Cut him off. Because now you know. Woman you think you're in love with? She's fraud. Victoria finally finds voice. Tone desperate. Please just stop. Let's talk about this somewhere else. No, snap back. Done talking in private. You've been hiding in shadows long enough. Truth is out. Whether you like it or not. Adrian takes step back. Runs hand through hair. I can't believe this. You told me you were single. You told me. I lied, she shouts. Voice cracking with emotion. Okay, I lied to both of you. Are you happy now? Parking lot falls silent. Her outburst echoes like gunshot. For first time, see her. For what she really is. Not woman I fell in love with, but someone who built life on lies and deceit. Adrian looks at her one last time. Then at me, without word. Turns and walks away, leaving Victoria standing there alone. Stare at her. Weight of everything crashing down around us. You did this, say quietly. And now you'll have to live with it. Her face crumples, but don't stay to see tears. Turn and walk back to car, leaving her behind. This isn't end, but it's beginning of end. Drive in silence. Weight of what just happened. Pressing down like lead blanket. Lucas sits in passenger seat, glancing at me occasionally, but keeps quiet. Knows better than ask how feeling. What is there to feel? Betrayed, furious, hollow. It's all there. Whirlwind of emotions. Swirling so fast, can't grab onto any single one. Images replay in mind. Victoria's shocked face. Adrian's retreat. Her desperate outburst. Pull into driveway. Lucas finally breaks silence. What now? Turn off engine. Stare at dashboard. Don't know yet, admit he. But not letting her back in house. Until figure it out? Lucas nods approvingly. Good. You shouldn't. She doesn't deserve to just walk back in. Like nothing happened. Clench steering wheel again. You saw her, Lucas. She didn't even try to deny it. Only got mad when got caught. That's because doesn't respect you, he says bluntly. Words feel like slap, but know they're true. If she did, would have stopped this long ago. Wouldn't have lied to Adrian either. Thought of Adrian makes stomach churn. Part of me feels sorry for him. He'd been blindsided too. But another part wants to scream. For being part of this mess. Get out of car. Lucas following close behind. Inside house feels colder. Emptier. Place once called home. Now feels like stranger space. Tainted by her lies. Should change locks, Lucas says suddenly. Raise eyebrow. Isn't that extreme? He shakes head firmly. Not after what she's done. Really want her waltzing back in? Whenever feels like it? Need time to figure this out. Without her hanging over shoulder? Think about it for a moment, then nod slowly. You're right. She doesn't get to control narrative anymore. Lucas pulls out phone. Locksmith can swing by tonight. Get it done. Don't argue with Lucas. While he makes arrangements, walk upstairs to bedroom. Bed we shared for years. Feels foreign now. Reminder of intimacy. She so casually gave away. Can't stand to look at it. Grab suitcase. Begin packing her things. Not everything. Just enough to survive few days. Clothes. Toiletries. Essentials. Each item touch feels like betrayal. Piece of life we built together. That she tore apart. By time finish. Lucas at foot of stairs. Locksmith will be here an hour, he says. Then notices suitcase. You're serious about this? I am, say firmly. She can pick up her things, but she's not staying here. Not anymore. Lucas gives approving nod. Good. You're taking back control? Hour later, locks are changed. Victoria's suitcase sitting by front door. Send her text. Keep it short and direct. Your things are by front door. Locks have been changed. Let me know when you'll come by. To pick them up? She replies almost immediately. Are you serious? This is childish. We need to talk. Don't respond. Nothing more to say? Sit in quiet of living room. Lucas beside me. Feels strange sense of relief. For first time in months, maybe years. Taking charge of life again. Victoria torn our marriage apart. But she won't tear me down with it. Victoria shows up next day. Just after noon. Been expecting her. Familiar sound of tires on driveway. Announces her arrival. Watch from window. As she steps out of car, dressed casually. Face set in mix of anger and determination. Suitcase by door waiting for her. But no, she isn't here. Just to grab things. Lucas offered to stay, asked him to give space. This something need to handle alone. Open door before she can knock. Your stuff's inside, say flatly. Step aside to let her in. Victoria pauses on threshold, sharp eyes scanning my face. We need to talk. We've done plenty of talking. Reply, gesturing towards suitcase. Take your things and go. She crosses arms, leans against doorframe. Instead of walking in, not leaving until we have real conversation. This isn't how you handle marriage, Thomas. Bark out bitter laugh. A marriage? You mean one you've been lying through? For months? Don't lecture me about handling things. Her jaw tightens, but pushes past me, steps into living room, ignores suitcase entirely, turns to face me. Didn't come here to fight. No, you came because lost control. Shot back. Of your little game. Think you can smooth this over. Spin some story, and I'll just forgive you. Not this time. Her expression flickers, crack in composure starting to show. Thomas, I know I screwed up. Okay? Not denying that. But this is extreme. Changing locks. Throwing me out. We're supposed to work through things, not blow them up. Work through things? Repeat. Voice rising sharply. You didn't care about working through anything. When sneaking off to hotels with Adrian. Didn't even care enough to admit truth. Until shoved it in your face. Victoria's face flushes, eyes dropping to floor. It wasn't like that, she mumbles. Then what was it like, Victoria? Demand forcefully, because from where I'm standing, looks like you've been playing me. And him for fools. If you want me to believe otherwise, now's your chance. Tell me everything. She hesitates. Silence stretches between us, like vast canyon. Finally sighs. Sits down on edge of couch. Hands clasped tightly in lap. It started months ago, admits quietly. We were working late one night, and things just happened. Clench fists. Bite back sharp retort. Don't interrupt her. Not yet. At first it didn't mean anything. She continues, voice shaking slightly. Thought it was just stupid mistake. Something never do again. But then... I don't know. Things between us felt easy. Like there weren't any expectations. No pressure. It wasn't about you, Thomas. Not about me? Interrupt. Voice cold as ice. You betrayed me. Lied to my face. Dragged some other guy into our life. And you think it's not about me? She flinches. Eyes snap up to meet mine. Not saying I'm innocent. Know what I did was wrong. But it wasn't because stopped loving you? Scoff loudly. Don't stand there. Try to dress this up as love. Love doesn't look like this, Victoria. She stands abruptly, eyes blazing with frustration. Fine. Made a mistake. Huge, unforgivable mistake. But you've been so distant, Thomas. You work late? Barely talk to me anymore. I felt invisible. Words hit like slap. Part of me wants to argue. Tell her feelings don't justify actions. But another part, one I hate, wonders if she's right. That doesn't excuse what you did. Say after long pause, voice quieter now. She looks at me, for first time. Her defiance crumbles completely. Tears well in eyes. Swipes at them angrily. I don't know what else to say. I know I messed up. Know I've destroyed everything. But I don't want to lose you, Thomas. Her words hang in air, heavy with desperation. Exhale slowly. Feel weight of decision pressing down. You already lost me, Victoria. Say words with finality. Moment you chose him over us. You made your decision. Now I'm making mine. Her shoulders slump. Tears falling freely now. Opens mouth to speak. Hold up hand to stop her. Take your things and go. If want to talk again, can do it through lawyer. She doesn't argue this time. Picks up suitcase. Hands trembling as wheels it toward door. Pauses for moment. Looks back at me, but don't move. Goodbye, Thomas, she whispers. Voice barely audible. Don't respond. Stand there watching. As she walks out of house. For last time, door closes softly behind her. Silence that follows is deafening. But for first time, feels like beginning of something new. Sound of door clicking shut. Echoes in silence. Final. Absolute. Like judge's gavel. Sealing fate. Stand there, staring at empty space, where Victoria had been. Weight of past few days. Pressing down like lead blanket. Should feel relief. Taken control. Set boundaries. Removed her from life. But all feel is emptiness. Lucas returns later that evening. Lets himself in with spare key. Finds me sitting in living room. Half-empty glass of whiskey. On table in front of me. You okay? He asks. Drops into chair across from me. Shake head slowly. Stare into amber liquid. Not really. He leans forward. Rests elbows on knees. Look, not going to sugarcoat it. What she did was awful. But you handled it better than most would. Didn't let her walk all over you. Doesn't feel like it, mutter. Feels like she still won somehow. Like she took everything I thought knew about my life and tore it to shreds. Lucas nods slowly. Yeah, I get that. But she didn't win, Thomas. She doesn't get to keep pretending. Keep lying to both of you. You exposed her for what she is. That's not win for her. It's reckoning. Let his words sink in. Bitter truth mingles with ache in chest. Want to believe him. Feel some sense of triumph. In face of all this pain? But it's not that simple. She said she didn't want to lose me. Say after long silence. She cried. I've seen her cry before. But this was different. Lucas raises eyebrow. You think she meant it? Don't know, admit E. Maybe. But it doesn't matter. Even if she does regret it. Doesn't change what she did. Doesn't erase lies. The betrayal. Exactly, Lucas says firmly. Can't let her pull you back in. With crocodile tears. People like her always find way to justify actions. Don't give her chance. Nod at his words. But they stir something inside. Lingering doubt. Question can't shake. Had I done enough? Or missed something? Some deeper reason why she did this? As hours drag on, scroll through phone. Revisit photos. Messages. Timeline of her deceit. Each piece of evidence feels like knife to gut. But can't stop. Need to understand. Then as comb through emails. One last time, notice something hadn't before. Forwarded message from Adrian. Buried among work-related chatter. Subject line reads, about your husband. Blood runs cold. Open email. Heart pounding. Message is short. Just few lines. Victoria, I can't do this anymore. Found out about Thomas. Can't be part of this. Don't know how you can live with yourself. Need to figure out what you really want. Because this isn't fair to him or me. Dated week ago. Before confronted them at hotel. Realization hits like punch to chest. Adrian had known. Maybe not from beginning. But he'd figured it out. And instead of walking away, chose to stay. Meet her again that weekend. Despite his words. Drop phone onto table. Hands shaking. This isn't just about Victoria anymore. Adrian wasn't innocent victim. Caught in her web. He was complicit. Willing participant in her lies. Lucas notices my reaction. Leans forward concerned. What is it? Push phone toward him. Voice tight with anger. Read it? He scans message. Expression darkening. Unbelievable. He knew. And still met her. Exactly, say bitterly. He's just as guilty as she is. Lucas sits back. Exhales sharply. So what now? Going after him? Stare at phone. Mind racing. No. Not yet. But if he thinks he's off hook, he's got another thing coming. For first time since Nightmare began. Feel something other than anger or despair. Feel resolve. More think about it. More email eats away at me. Adrian wasn't some hapless bystander. Caught in Victoria's lies, he knew truth. Knew about me, chose to continue meeting her, need answers. By next morning, made up mind. Not going to sit back, let Adrian slink away unscathed. Want him to feel weight of what he'd done. Face consequences of choices. You sure about this? Lucas asks, as sit in car, outside Adrian's office building. Absolutely, say, staring up at sleek glass facade. He needs to hear it from me. Lucas nods, jaw set firmly. All right. I'll be here if need me. Step out of car. Cool air sharpens focus. Inside lobby buzzing with activity. Professionals rushing everywhere. Faces glued to phones. Approach reception desk. Heart beating steady. Hi, say with forced smile. Here to see Adrian Thompson. Receptionist looks up, raises eyebrow. Do you have appointment? No, but it's personal matter. Could you let him know? Thomas Carter is here? She hesitates. Picks up phone. Murmurs quietly. After moment hangs up. Gestures towards seating area. Mr. Thompson will be down shortly. Sit down. Mind racing with what to say. Confronting Victoria was gut-wrenching. But this is different. With Adrian. No shared memories. No lingering affection. Just cold, hard betrayal. Few minutes later, he appears, polished demeanor intact. Suit sharp. Hair perfectly styled. But second he spots me. Confident stride falters. Thomas, he says cautiously. Approaches with forced smile. This is unexpected. Is it? Say standing. Think you'd have expected this sooner. Adrian glances around nervously, clearly aware of public setting. Let's not do this here. Come with me. Leads to conference room. Second floor. Shuts door behind us. Soundproof walls feel like cocoon. Amplifying tension. What do you want? He asks. Crosses arms. Voice steady, but eyes betray unease. Want to know why? Say bluntly. Why continued seeing her? After found out she was married. Adrian sighs heavily. Runs hand through hair. Look, didn't plan for any of this. Victoria told me she was single. By time figured out truth. Was already in too deep. Too deep? Repeat coldly. You mean too deep to do right thing? Walk away? His jaw tightens. You don't understand. She told me things. About your marriage. How unhappy she was. Made it seem like you were barely part of her life. Feel anger flare, but keep composure. And you just believed her? Took her word for it? Without questioning possibility? She was lying to you too? Adrian hesitates, confidence wavering. I didn't know what to believe. I cared about her, all right? I thought... Trails off, shaking head. Thought what? Press harder. Voice rising. That you'd swoop in and save her? From her miserable life? Play hero in story she made up? To justify cheating? Adrian flinches. Guilt flashes across face. Wasn't trying to hurt you, but you did, say steadily. You knew about me. Still met her at hotel. Still kissed her. Knowing full well what doing. Don't stand there. Act like you're innocent. He opens mouth to respond. Cut him off immediately. You're not victim, Adrian. You're just as complicit as she is. And now everyone's going to know truth. His eyes widen, panic setting in. What does that mean? Means I'm done protecting either of you. Step closer to him. Have emails. Have photos. Have messages. If think won't use them, think again. Your boss. Your girlfriend. If you have one. They'll know exactly who you are. Adrian pales, polished facade crumbling. You wouldn't... Try me, say coldly. Silence between us deafening. He looks like wants to argue, defend himself, but knows there's no point. Finally lets out shaky breath, nods slowly. Fine. Do what you have to do. I already have, say firmly. Turn toward door. Walk out of conference room. Feel weight lift off shoulders. Adrian might never fully understand. Damage he's done, but he'll think twice before trying something like this again. For first time in days, feel like finally moving forward. Days following confrontation. Strangely calm, like storm that consumed life. Finally passed, leaving wreckage to sift through. Victoria texts few times, each message weak attempt. To salvage unsalvageable, I'm sorry. Can we talk? I know I messed up, but I still care about you. Ignore every single one. Lucas, true to his word, sticks by me. Spend hours talking, not just about Victoria and Adrian, but about everything? Let slip away during marriage. My friendships, my hobbies, my sense of peace. Piece by piece, start rediscovering who I am outside of her. Then comes text, makes me pause. I'll sign whatever you want. Just tell me what you need. It's surrender been waiting for. No more excuses. No more manipulations. Just acknowledgement that she's lost. Don't reply immediately. Instead, spend day meeting with divorce lawyer, Lucas recommended. Go over evidence collected. Every detail of her betrayal. Laid bare. Lawyer is sharp. Efficient. Most importantly, focused on ensuring I get what deserve. When finally respond to Victoria's text. Simple message. Meet me tomorrow at noon. To go over papers. Following day she shows up on time. Looking nervous. Uncharacteristically subdued. Sit at dining table. Same one that saw so many good memories. Now tainted by her lies. Papers spread between us. Tangible representation. Of end of everything we built. Is this what you really want? She asks quietly, voice trembling. Yes, say firmly. She looks down at papers, hands trembling, as picks up pen. I didn't mean for it to get this far, she whispers. Don't respond. Her words mean nothing now. With each signature, feel weight lift off shoulders. By time she finishes, like chains binding me to her deceit, finally snapped. She stands, lingers by door. Hope one day you can forgive me, she says softly. Meet her gaze, expression unreadable. Hope one day you can forgive yourself. And with that, she leaves, for first time in weeks. House truly mine. Walk through each room, noting silence, absence of her presence. Isn't sadness feel? It's freedom. That evening Lucas comes over, brings couple beers, sit on back porch, cool night air wrapping around us. So it's done, he asks. Taking sip. It's done, say, staring out at stars. You okay? Think about it for a moment before nodding. Yeah. Think I will be. Sit in companionable silence. Weight of everything. Slowly giving way to something lighter. This isn't life imagined for myself, but it's life can rebuild, and this time make sure it's built on foundation no one can shake.